So Bezziandes, today we're going to be doing a video on why HPAL is the most garbage awful healer to ever exist, not even considered a healer, and literally a rogue could be a better healer in solo shuffle. So, reason number one why HPAL is pure garbage and literally a robot is better than a Paladin. R2 Mice 2 has more fucking brain cells than the Blizzard employees. So, well that's obvious. But so, number one, HPAL can't do anything offensive without getting punished for it immediately, even if you do it perfectly. Let's say you want to push in across the map and get a Hodge on the healer, and get a rep on the healer. Even if you run in, fake kick, and get a rep or whatever, or do something perfectly with your positioning where you don't get CC'd at all, and then come all the way back, your team, who's awful, will literally line of sight you, run completely across the other side because they have no idea what's going on, and accidentally fucking kill themselves on the other side of the fucking map. Okay? Or, another scenario, you go in, you play perfectly with your positioning, whatever, and your DPS DR your stuns, or break your CC. Then you just did all that, and that's if you play perfectly. Imagine you get kicked. Then you just lose the game. Game over! You're done! Imagine if you don't play perfectly and the Resto Druid that you're playing against, who you tried to Hodge out of form, went into bear form. Then you just ran across the map and Hodged him, and you can't CC him at all. What if the shaman on your team, the other team, Ghost Wolves? That was hard for them to press that global. Now you can't CC them. What if the guy even pre-groundings? Then you have to run over and kill the grounding before you try to get CC. And your team's dead. Dead team. They're on the floor. Job of the Hut, like Job of the Hut's fat rolls. Okay? Pally, that's number one. So you can't get CC on the team without getting punished insanely bad for it. Number two, you do less healing than every other healer. You have no output, you have no throughput, it's complete trash. If you don't have all your cooldowns up, then you can't do any healing, and even if you do have all your healing up, you can still get destroyed. Number three, your cooldowns are completely useless. Bops get purged immediately, but Bops get stolen immediately. People die through sack, it's completely useless. And if people overlap, and if people ever overlap with you, if let's say you're healing a you're healing a Druid, right, a Boomy, and you sack when they bark skin. Game over. You lost the game. Game over. Especially if they skin the first... the boomies that you play with in solo shuffle yell will skin the first pet attack. The pet attack me! Bark skin! Game over. You lost the game. For every other healer, it doesn't matter. Because they have 2,000 other CDs and insane throughput and insane healing and can stand anywhere on the map and do whatever they want because they're unCCable. They're broken beyond belief and they have insane mobility and they can do whatever they want the entire game. HPAL is the worst healer in the entire game. It always has been and it always will be. And blue-haired feministas in the back corner of the room that are completely delusionally clueless wandering around the equator made this class purposely to try to ruin the maestro's life only. Okay, so number four, your brain-dead teammates make it so that it's impossible to win the game. When you have brain-dead-os on your team who are completely delusionally clueless and have a less than a T-Rex's arm span, they can't do normal things. They don't play on keyboards. They're playing on tree stumps. So, when you're playing with these morons, they do everything wrong. They run behind pillars to kill themselves. They do random shit. They don't press their cooldowns. For every other healer, it doesn't matter. Because you have such an insane healing that you can keep your team up to the point where you can beat the HPAL team without even trying. So, when you're playing against an HPAL, it doesn't matter what you do. You can stand in the middle of the map, you can backpedal, you can not even be there, and you can be in a coma, and you're still going to win against an HPAL who's trying his fucking heart out, doing everything possible to win the game, playing perfectly against you, and you're still going to lose. And especially if you get a brain-dead rep pally on your team. If you're in Holy Pally and you get a rep pally on your team, you're going to lose every single game. If you get a Hunter on your team, you're probably going to lose every single game. And if you get a Frost Mage on your team, you're probably going to lose every single game. Especially if you're fighting a Resto Druid or a Priest. Because you just cannot heal a rep pally. Especially one who bubbles air in the opener. I got conclusive shotted! Bubble! Ah! You're done. The game's over. And all your CDs overlap. They don't use Sank. The hunters break their own CC. They run to the most random places and they don't turtle. The mages on your team never ice block. It's a mice man. Solo Shuffiel is the worst thing in all of life. WoW is complete garbage. Do not buy this game. And anyway, there's so many reasons why HPAL is complete garbage. And on top of all the reasons that HPAL is the worst healer, on top of all that, Blizzard made it so you can't even see your own cooldowns anymore. Isn't that nice? Good job, Blizzard, you... So, when you use Blessing of Autumn, it messes up all your CDs. So you can't see your Wings CD, you can't see your Aura Mastery CD, you can't see your Divine Toll CD, you can't see any of your CDs anymore. So you just have to pretend they're up. Wings might be up right now. Maybe my Hodge is up. It could be. No one knows. Luckily, the Maestro is the best HPAL in game and can kind of get in his head. Can you imagine if you're a bad player, though? Can you imagine if you're all these other morons who can't even chew their own food? It's not possible to play. Like, Pally is in the most awful state, even worse than it was last season. People don't want to admit it, and it's even a more boring, awful, garbage, weirdo R-Shaman playstyle, except it doesn't have any of the things that R-Shaman has. So, anyways, that's why HPAL is the worst class. Never play it. The Maestro will still get rank 1 go because I'm the best Pally in the entire game. I'll farm everyone into the ground like an absolute god-tier hero against the Tides of Death. And with that, the Maestro will never give up.